But Q, a guy that I am actually a little excited about, and what he brings, I think. You and I did the tight end episode for building the board. We were talking about that, like the Bears need a move tight end. Like if they're going to add a guy, it's probably not going to be an inline guy. If he can play inline, great, but it's probably more of a move guy. And they did exactly that. Going out and getting Gerald Everett, was with the Rams for a bunch of years. Another guy that crossed paths with Shane Waldron. Then he goes to the Chargers and now is a Bear. He's
I
going to
think he
look
spent a
really
year in
good.
Seattle too, didn't he?
He might have.
I think he did. I could be mistaken on that, but I thought he did.
Even better. But again, a guy that is familiar with Waldron, knows the system. He is kind of more that U tight end that's going to move a little bit. I really like this signing. It's great value. I mean, it's what, 2 years, $12 million, $6 million a year for a guy who is going to complement Cole Kmet in this offense. I think is a great price to pay. I think he's an upgrade over Robert Tonyan from a year ago. And I mean, Q, are you as excited, especially for the value that they got with a guy like Everett, or are you a little more on the skeptical side?
Oh, I'm very excited about Everett. I think that he is. I mean, you just watch the highlights that the Bears put out of him and count how many times he's the move guy, he's the trigger guy of saying this is man coverage, this is zone coverage, of getting the defense to show their hand and then making them pay with Everett for showing their hand. He's really strong red zone threat. He's a nightmare for linebackers cover because he runs a 4.6. Relative athletic score. He's about as good as it gets. He's a 8.98 here. Elite speed, elite explosion, good agility, very poor size. You don't want this guy in line blocking. That's not what he's here for. He's here to move around the formation, be used as a weapon, and it's something that he's consistently done throughout his career. I mean, 20 touchdowns in what, 7 years, 3 last year, 5 the year before, 4 the year before on limited usage because you got to remember, he's not an every down football player. I really like this addition. I think this is going to really make their tight end room a lot more dangerous. And really, this is about as good of a U tight end as you find in the league before you get to guys who are every down players like Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I completely agree. Everett, a guy who, even if you want to look at this and take the spin from a fantasy perspective, has been a guy that has been super relevant at the tight end position over the last few years. So I agree with you there, Q. I think he's the perfect guy for them to bring in.